Welcome to Breakfast with Spaniels with Dr. Judy Morgan.
Morning, Marcia. Morning, Joyce. Hi, Teresa. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Loving this weather. It's only going to last a couple more days, but loving it.
Remember, you can purchase all of Dr. Morgan's
Dennis.
products
Hi,
at
Carol.
our website at www.drjudymorgan.com. Now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
So happy Labor Day, everyone. Daycare is closed, so that means we have grandma daycare today. I get to spend the whole day with one of my very favorite people. So Mom and I will be running around breaking our backs chasing a little person today. She's fun, but man, is it exhausting. We're going to have her for 6 or 7 hours, and by the end, Mom and I will be like... How is Jasmine? I have not heard from them yet this morning. I usually don't hear from them until about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Yesterday, she was starting to nibble a little bit of food, which is an amazing sign, and her lab work is looking pretty normal, except for an incredible white cell count of 117,000. They're not sure where that's coming from. They're hoping it's coming from the steroids that she's been on. But there's always the concern that we have a pocketed abscess that we don't know about. So... still keeping our fingers crossed, saying prayers and hoping that she continues to be a strong little fighter. So, and we will be posting more about that later today. Her bills are kind of through the roof, but it's the fun of rescue. And we got a new kitty at the farm yesterday. His name is Tom. He's a big orange male who's very thin and has some bad teeth and is old and nobody would take him. So we got him. Yeah, remembering to thank those who have to work today. Vets, vet techs on call, doctors, nurses, wait staff. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have to work today. Delivery folks. I mean, it's just... I think 3/4 of us still have to work today. And if I wasn't babysitting, I would be working. I'm way behind. Most of you know we are moving probably this week. It just keeps getting putting off, but I pretty much have a hard stop coming. So they should be coming in to get everything cleaned up the rest of this week. And hopefully we are moving over the weekend. So in between chasing Sarah, I will be throwing things in boxes today. And then our warehouse is moving in the next couple of weeks as well. So that is a ton of stuff that we have to move, break down our shelves, build new shelves. I mean, it's just, we got a lot going on. Pet sitters are working today also. Yes, they are. And we're going to be babysitting Gwen and Brandon's pets next weekend, just to add to the fun of moving, because they are taking a well-deserved long weekend at the beach. So it'll be Bean's first trip to the beach. We'll see how much she likes sand. Sand and waves. So wish I could be there. But anyway, so tons of stuff going on. But I wanted to talk a little bit, because I'm seeing it so much in my consultations and emails and things that we're receiving. We are in what we, at least growing up, we've always called it Indian summer. And so the end of August, September, October, it still stays incredibly hot. We have that humidity kind of left over. You know, it's hurricane season, at least for those of us on the East Coast. I think they have some on the West Coast as well, but they're dealing more with the dry fires. But when we have, so we're going from summer damp heat into this this Indian summer, which is the earth element. And for those of you who have been following me and know about Chinese medicine, the earth element is spleen and stomach. It's our digestive system. So if you have an animal who has an earth element that is out of balance, they don't necessarily have to be an earth animal. If they are an earth animal, you might see things, symptoms associated with digestive issues hit a new peak. But remember, the other elements also feed into this. So the fire element, if they have a fire element and it's a very strong personality, it can overact on earth and set things going as well. All the elements interact with each other. So, but this is the time when we might see more digestive issues pop up, more if they have reflux or they have problems with bloody diarrhea or they have problems with a deficiency in their digestive system, we might get that cold diarrhea, that weakness, that inability to digest their food as well. And then from here, a multi-pet household ringworm outbreak, that is a nightmare. Get them out in the sunshine. That is actually the very best treatment for ringworm. I had a household full of long-haired cats once. They lived in the people's basement, so it was a little bit damp and moldy down there. So we took the cats and put them in wire crates, and they spent 4 to 6 hours outside in the sun every day, and that was actually what ended up, we shaved them down, and that was actually ended up what solving the problem. So after this, we'll move into winter, and winter is, we go from this dampness, and now things are going to dry out, and then we get to winter, where the air is very dry, and that's our metal element, and metal is lung and large intestine. So the lungs don't like dryness, so once we move into that, so for those of you who have animals with asthma or dry cough, as we move into the winter, you're going to want to prep those guys. So starting, if you have an animal who has asthma who might suffer with it more in the winter, particularly kitty cats in the dryness with the dry heat, starting mid-October, early November, that's when you want to start tonifying the lungs. So start getting those yin tonics, moisturizers, humidifiers, herbs to help with that. So when we know the elements and we know what we're projecting forward to, it allows us to start treating early. So for instance, those of you who have dogs with environmental allergies and you know that spring is going to be bad, you know their season is going to pop up in April, then you want to start treating them in mid-March. You want to start getting those herbs or those supplements that help with allergies. You want to get them on board before they break out, before they start showing all those symptoms, before they start scratching themselves to death. So it really is kind of looking ahead, projecting a little bit. So right now we're in this earth element. And so for those with digestive issues, now is when you want to be really particular about what you're feeding them and really looking at what symptoms they're showing and when, and that'll help you know how they're out of balance. Okay, you teach yin yoga, and it's very much based on seasons elements. That's cool. I've never heard of yin yoga. All right, got to get going. We got a million things on our plate. It's supporters. I'll get something together at some point. I'd really like to do more lab work. Finding time to get a presentation put together is a little tricky right now, but I'll work something out. So. For those of you asking about fleas and ticks, and this is when we see them, hot, humid, and then as it starts to get cold, they're going to be jumping on board. I still stick with the natural products, but you've got to be diligent. You've got to use multiple products, and you've got to treat the environment. It's not just about treating the animal.